Hey folks, how you all doing? So I thought today I would post another what have I been listening to video, just to show you guys what I've been listening to over the last 2-3 weeks, whatever it happens to be since the last video. This is the second video in the series, so I'm just going to show the compact discs I've been playing, obviously in the car, and also the vinyl records I've been playing at home. So let's get on with it. I'll show the compact discs first. We have Johnny Winter, Johnny Dawson Winter the Third. Sort of a blues rock guy. It's pretty much all I can say about this. It's a really, really good album. I'm not really into blues rock, but this is a really good album. His voice actually sounds a lot like Gene Simmons on a lot of tracks. Gene Simmons from Kiss. So if you like that deep Gene Simmons voice and that tone and the way he phrases things, you will really love Johnny Winter. Lynn's had this in her collection. It's I think it's from China, I think. Could be wrong. It's a Chinese copy of Bee Gees' Love Songs. And on the back there you can see all the... oh, maybe you can't see it, but a lot of that's written in Chinese. Yeah, just a great collection of love songs compilation from the Bee Gees. Another one from Lynn's collection, which I've never heard, but I decided to give this a listen. Basement Jacks, the Singles, electronic rock pop duo or trio, I think, from the UK. Compilation, 15 singles, absolutely terrible. There's only one song I like on it, and that's Where's Your Head At, which I loved when I first heard it and it first came out, but other than that, don't care for anything else on that album. Next up, Alicia Keys, her debut album, Songs in A Minor. Fantastic real R&B soul stuff. She's got a fantastic voice. I got her second album as well, but her albums just went downhill after this. She started having rappers in it, going modern R&B, a lot of featuring artists, etc. She should have just stayed doing what she was doing. She has a fantastic voice. Songs have a lot of meaning to them. I sort of compare her in a lot of ways to Amy Winehouse, very similar to Amy Winehouse, except she does play a musical instrument, of course. Great album. Next up, gave this one a re-listen again. Black Star, David Bowie. Haven't heard this for at least a year. Yeah, very good album. This would probably be a top 5 career album for me if I ranked David Bowie's albums. In fact, that's a good idea. I might decide to do that, rank David Bowie's albums. What a great album. Yeah, a great final parting gift to his fans, I guess. Black Star, David Bowie. Next up, Life by Johnny Cash. It's a collection of 18 songs curated by Johnny Cash. All the songs have meaning in them about life. He released 3 other albums in the series. There was God, Love and Murder, I believe, and then you had this one, Life. Yeah, great song. It starts off with Supper Time, so that song's basically about him when he was a kid, roaming through the fields in Arkansas and getting called home for dinner time, and he goes right the way through to Lead Me Gently Home, sort of song about when he was older. So all the songs are curated and they sort of run through his life, with things that mean a lot to him and whatever. But yeah, just a great compilation from Johnny Cash. Had played Z or Z by the brilliant My Morning Jacket, one of my great favourite bands of the last 20 odd years, I guess, 25 years. Absolutely incredible band. The only reason I actually picked this one up is because of Rob Walker's thread A to Z of the last 25 years, and you had to pick albums started with each letter of the alphabet, and I thought, oh, I can do that thread, which I'm still going to do that thread, by the way, Rob, if you're watching this. And I thought, what have I got that's a Z album? And that was, I have this one. Don't have it on vinyl yet, but I will have. I'm starting to collect my Morning Jackets vinyl this year. But yeah, I decided to play that one simply because Rob Walker jogged my memory with his thread. So yeah, just a great album. Next up, Aussie band Mondo Rock with the great Ross Wilson on vocals. It's their greatest hits album. Ross Wilson started off in a blues rock band called Daddy Cool back in the late 60s, early 70s. That band disbanded in the mid 70s, maybe late 70s. He formed this band Mondo Rock, which was more of a pop rock sound. There's a lot of blue-eyed soul stuff with their music, and yeah, it's just a nice album. Not a great album by any means, but just a pleasant album to put on and listen to. So yeah, it was a nice album. I deliberately picked Neil Young this time. Rust Never Sleeps, great album. You can't knock anything Neil Young did. Right through to the end of the 1970s, just absolute class, sheer class. Random pick, happened to pick this one out, different class by Pulp, and then literally 2 days later, this was last week, 2 days later I read that they got a new single out for the first time in 20 odd years, I think it was, and new album coming out. So that was pure coincidence, but yeah, I don't like this album at all. The two hits on the album, Common People, Disco 2000, yeah, really good songs. Don't care for the rest of it, sadly. Black Keys, El Camino, pretty good album. I think probably, yeah, Gold on the Ceiling would probably be my favourite track on here still. Again, another bluesy rock sounding band, a little distortion with their guitars. Really good album. As it says on the front, play loud, and that's what you got to do with these guys, play it loud, which is why I play it in the car. Next up, a bit more Britpop after the Pulp thing. Great Escape, Blur. I always thought these guys were a really good singles band, but a not so good albums band. I have 3 or 4 of their albums, and I don't know, I just don't. Yeah, it's okay. It's an okay album. It's really not a great album at all. But you can't knock songs like Country House, Charmless Man. Absolutely brilliant. It Could Be You, another really good song. But yeah, just a really average band. I actually thought Damon Albarn was a lot better with Gorillaz, and that might surprise a lot of people, but I think Gorillaz were an exceptional band, or are an exceptional band. As I said, Blur, good singles band, shit albums band. Next up, Mechanical Animals, Marilyn Manson. Big fan of Marilyn Manson. I love his style. He has mellowed a lot over the years. But yeah, just a great. I guess you could call Marilyn Manson in a lot of ways. A lot of their stuff has a glam rock sound about it. So if you like glam rock, there's something on every Marilyn Manson album that you would really get into, because there's that 70s glam rock sound. As I said, the more recent the albums, the more mellower he's got. The earlier the albums, the more guitar driven, hard rock, metal-y type sound. Next up, finally on CD, we have The Sunspot Letters by Leader Cheetah, Australian indie rock band. They only released 2 albums from memory. This is absolutely fabulous. Can hear Neil Young through this album. The singer's got the same sort of mellow, whiny voice that Neil Young's got. There's guitar solos on it that sound very similar to what Neil and Crazy Horse would do, but yeah, just a really solid album. It's just a shame these guys didn't go on any further than what they did. If you want to check out this band, Spirit to the Bone and Bloodlines would probably be the two tracks I would go for from Leader Cheetah. But yeah, give them a listen. I think they're a really solid band. Then this last few weeks I only managed to play five vinyl records at home. Thought I'd get this one out, One Step Beyond Madness. This is the yeah, it's a remaster of the album, so it was only a few years ago this one came out, 2016. I wore my original one out. Sleeve got all tatty as well, so that's boxed away somewhere. But yeah, solid debut album. Was actually released the same day as the Specials debut album in the UK. I think I prefer the Specials album over this, but this is still a really good album with songs like One Step Beyond, My Girl, Night Boat to Cairo is my favourite on the album. Prince is absolutely brilliant. Madness is another brilliant song. Bed and Breakfast Man. Mummy's Boy is another really good song. In the Middle of the Night, which is about a little peeping Tom. And he's a knicker as well. He nicks knickers off people's washing lines, etc. But it's all done in a tongue-in-cheek way. That's the whole ska nutty boys thing. But yeah, really good debut album there. One Step Beyond by Madness. Next up, I decided to get this out and finally play it. Stone Age Romeos by Australian rock band The Hoodoo Gurus. This is the 40th anniversary picture disc edition that came out last year. I did do an unboxing of this. One of the great Australian rock bands of all time. One of the great debut albums of all time. But yeah, I just finally managed to get around to actually play this. Sounds really good. I actually put the CD on in the car as well after I played this because I just couldn't get enough of it. So yeah, Hoodoo Gurus. If you've never heard the Hoodoo Gurus, check out the Hoodoo Gurus. From this album, I Want You Back, My Girl, Zanzibar, another good song. In fact, they're all bloody good songs on this album. You can't knock any of these songs on this album. Tojo, great album, song, sorry. But yeah, you can check out almost anything by the Hoodoo Gurus. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Also played this one, My Morning Jacket, with their self-titled album. This one came out in 2021, I believe. Yes, it did. Yeah, I only just picked this up not long ago on vinyl. As I said, I'm just starting to go through. I've got all their albums on compact disc, and Jim James, the singer, I've got all his solo stuff on compact disc. But this year I thought I'd make an effort and try and collect all their albums on vinyl. This was the first one I got. I've got two others that I've bought this year. So yeah, My Morning Jacket. Very good album. A very commercial sounding album. Considering their usual style. Think of them as they're sort of psychedelic rock, indie rock, Americana. They're just so hard to pin down. But fans of Neil Young would generally be fans of My Morning Jacket, especially their earlier albums with all the lengthy guitar solos, etc. But you don't have to be a Neil Young fan to appreciate My Morning Jacket. If you get what I mean, a lot of Neil Young fans are fans of these guys, but you don't have to be a Neil Young fan to appreciate them. But yeah, another great album. I should do an albums ranking of them at some point, but I'd find it so difficult to rank their albums because they're such a good consistency. Australian rock band / hard rock band Jet with their debut album Get Born. This was 2003 when this came out. A lot of you'll be familiar with the hit single Are You Gonna Be My Girl, which was a huge hit worldwide. yeah, it's pretty much all they had worldwide. They released 3 albums before they split up. Nick Sesta has released 2 solo albums. He's the lead singer. Um, Jet did release a single last year, which I purchased, limited edition. That was something like $140, I think it cost me, simply because I didn't allow for the exchange rate from the US, which was almost double. I believe Jet have a new album out this year, or they're working on a new album. They're going on a world tour, Australian tour shortly. But yeah, great rock band, and a great debut album. Finally, last album on vinyl that I listened to over the last few weeks since my last video, Paul and Linda McCartney, Ram. As you can see, this is actually Lynn's copy of Ram. As you can see, the spine is well and truly tore up there. Out there, it's just really, it's been well played, well loved, as you can see on the cover, well worn. I was actually a bit underwhelmed by this album when I played it this time. This is an album that I go through phases with. I either really love it or really, yeah, blur, meh, it's okay. On this occasion it was just okay. I think the songs themselves are very average overall. Yeah, Monk Merry Moon Delight's just such a really cool song. Of course, you've got Uncle Albert, Admiral Halsey, really good. Too Many People, really good. I actually like the music to Smile Away. I think that's absolutely brilliant, but the lyrics are fucking stupid. Long Haired Lady just goes on a bit too long for my liking. Smile Away, yeah, it's just really, yeah, Ramon's really good, but it's just a very meh album this time round. Not a lot of fans have it #1 on their list. Personally, I can't see why it's the #1 album. Not going to get too much into it, but I remember actually this album, Paul McCartney was asked about it in the 1980s, and I know it's a bit off track, but he was asked about albums. The interviewer actually threw out album names, and he would say what he thought of them. One of them was Back to the Egg, and he said, yeah, it sort of fizzled like an egg. Sort of shrugged his shoulders and dismissed it, which is probably why it hasn't had an archives release yet. But he was asked about Ram, and he said, yeah, I've never really thought much about it until he was bumped into a guy in the street who said, oh man, I take Ram everywhere I go, I take it up into the mountains, into the hills, it's on continual non-stop, absolutely brilliant, man. And Paul sort of said, well, I guess all things to all people, some things, it's is what it is. Some people love it, and and he didn't seem to care one way or the other about the album at the time, so it's really strange how different people view the album. McCartney obviously didn't think much to it at the time when he was being asked, and yet fans have it at #1 all of a sudden. Yeah, that's all there is to it. Anyway, as you can see, guys, there's a really eclectic collection of records on CDs I listened to this fortnight, right from Marilyn Manson right through to Madness, right through to My Morning Jacket, McCartney, Hoodoo Gurus, etc. Anyway, guys, leave your comments in the comment section below if you want some more information on these bands, where to start with some of these artists if you've never heard of them, or if your opinions differ to mine on certain albums, let me know in the comments section below. Till next time, guys, stay safe, take care, all for now, catch you around, and bye, folks.